Hey YouTube, DJ Proponer, back here with another video, and today I'm going to be doing my Ghostrick deck profile. So let's get right into it, get this guy out of here. Alright, to start off the 40 card main deck, I play my triple Zhang-Chi. Zhang-Chi's effect is when it's flipped face up, you can search for a Ghostrick whose level is less than or equal to the number of Ghostrick monsters that are currently face up on the field. This is your main searcher of the deck. You have to play 3. You can't not play 3. You'd be stupid not to play it. So that's that card. Next I play double Mummy. I use Mummy for an XD's combo maker, basically, to bring out my Alucard quicker, because its effect is, while this face-up card's on the field, you can do one additional normal summon of a Ghostrick monster. So basically, you'll have this guy up on the field and do an additional normal summon for your other level 3, or if you have to, another level 1. And you go right into Alucard, and then Alucard right into Angel of Mischief, or as I like to call her, Dork Lord. But I run 2 Mummy. You could do 1 if you'd like, but I feel like 2 is good enough for the combo. Then I play 1 Ghostrick Ghoul. Ghoul is there for the offensive take on the deck. When you really need to attack and deal some damage, use this guy to get over the opponent's boss monsters and everything like that. So 1 is good enough. You don't really need any more than that, but that's what I think. Next, I run 2 Skeleton. This used to be 1 Skeleton, 1 Stein, but the way I see... I don't see Stein as useful as it used to be. So I'm playing 2 Skeleton because one of the win conditions of this deck is to mill the opponent out. And Skeleton does a great job at that. When it's flipped face up, banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck face down equal to the number of Ghostrick monsters that are currently face up on the field. So within about 2 or 3 turns, you could be banishing 10 to 15 cards, and once you get that many cards banished, there's no way your opponent can come back if it's very early in the game. So I play 2 of these. I got rid of the 1 Stein because I don't see myself doing much damage with Stein, and it's really just another combo beast for Alucard, so I might as well make some use of some other card like Skeleton that can actually help me win the game, rather than Stein, where I'm not dealing much damage to the opponent with it, and it's just there for a combo. So 2 Skeletons, good enough. That's all the level 3s. On to the level 2s. I play 1 Nekomusume. Nekomusume is your stun lock card, basically. While you control another face-up Ghostrick monster in the field for this effect to activate and resolve, when your opponent normal summons or special summons a level 4 or higher monster, that monster gets changed to face-down defense, and basically that's what I use for the stun lock combo with Ghostrick Knight, the trap card. So only 1's good. You're not really aiming to get out the stun lock, but if you do get it out, this is a good card to have out, and then it gives you a few more turns to catch up and get your act together and all like that. So I play 1 of those. Next I play 1 Witch. Witch is like a walking Book of Moon. You could target 1 face-up monster in the field and change it to face-down defense position. So it's a walking Book of Moon, and I find 1 is good because I only play 3 level 2s. And this next one is going to be Ghostrick Doll. Doll came out in Primal Origins, and everyone was like, this card's not that good. I think it's pretty good at 1 for this deck, because when it's flipped face up, changes many monsters on the field to face down defense, and then you can special summon a Ghostrick monster from your deck whose level is equal to or less than the number of monsters that were flipped down by this effect. So I have 1 of these just because, let's say the opponent attacks into it while you don't have a field spell on the field. All their monsters are gonna get put to face down defense, and you get to special summon like anything from level 1, 2, or 3, depending on how many monsters they have on the field, and it gets rid of Doll. I don't see Doll as much as an issue as it used to be, because I usually use it to put their monsters in face down defense, get a monster from my deck, which is a +1, and then if it's destroyed, thank God, I don't want to see it anymore. But if it still stays up on the field, I have the other level 2s to go into Ghostrick Soku-Boss, which I run 1 of. So 1 Doll is good enough. I wouldn't run any more. I like it, so I'm going to keep it at 1 in there. It's working out for me great so far. Let's keep moving on, though. For the level 1s, I play 3 Spectre. You can't really play the deck without any more Spectres, because Spectre is your draw power of the deck. When your Ghostrick monster is destroyed by any means necessary by battle, card effect, and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, draw 1 card. So it gives you a +1, and it also replaces your field and replenishes it as if you lost nothing. So 3 of these is good. Whenever you know something's going to get destroyed, you always want 1 in your hand. I wouldn't play any less. Then for the other hand traps, I play 3 Ghostrick Lantern. Lantern's effect is when a Ghostrick monster when you're being attacked directly or when a Ghostrick monster is being attacked, you special summon this card from your hand. Oh no, you negate the attack, and then if you do, special summon this card from your hand. So I use it to protect my Ghostricks, like my Dork Lord or my Alucard or anything that's keeping me alive on the field, or to save myself from direct attacks. So 3 of those is good. And then its counterpart, which does the same thing, is I play 2 Jack Frost. Jack Frost is pretty similar to Lantern, however, it's only if your opponent declares a direct attack. Then you flip the monster face down, and if you do, you special summon this card from your hand. I used to play 3 of this card. I'm down to 2 because when you think about it, Lantern also does the same thing, but it protects you a little more. And putting their monsters face down isn't really, you're not really trying to flip them down. It's just like another thing to get like their boss monsters off the field or whatever, or just to not deal with them. But 3 of these were a little too cloggy for me because in late game, I wasn't getting much direct attacks, so when I have my field spell out, I usually search for this guy to save my lanterns for later. So 2 of these is good, I wouldn't play any more. And then for the last level 1, I play 1 Ghostrick Mary. It used to be 2, but I brought it down to 1, and that's because when I play my other field spell, Ghostrick Parade, yes, I play that one, if I don't have that card in my hand and I just have like an empty field or anything, and I know I don't have the level 1 Jack Frost or Lantern, I use Parade to search for the Mary because I know I'm going to be taking damage. And when I'm taking that damage, I want to get something out of it. So I ditch the Mary, and then you can special summon 1 Ghostrick from your deck in face down defense. So I go from Mary into my Jack Frost or my Skeleton, depending on the situation. But 1 is good enough because when you need it, you should have a field spell out. And if you don't, you always have the other level 1s to protect you. So that's it for the monsters. On to the spells. I play 2 Ghostrick Mansion. This is for the offensive side of the deck when you need to be dealing damage. And then I also play its counterpart, 2 Ghostrick Parade. I use Parade as a search engine. It really relies on the opponent to attack you, but it also makes the opponent say, well, if I attack, they're going to get a plus off of that, and I don't know if I really want that, so maybe I won't attack for the turn. So I play 2 of each because I usually end up going Parade, Mansion, and then if worst comes to worst, I have to back myself up with another Parade, and then go into another Mansion if I need to finish off the game. So, yes, the effects of both of them. Monsters cannot attack face down defense position monsters, but can attack directly if their all monsters their opponent controls are in face down defense. Mansion's effect is all effect damage and battle damage inflicted by monsters other than Ghostrick monsters is halved. So it also lets you stall a bit with the life points. You're not taking as much damage as the opponent will be taking when you're dealing damage with all of your Ghostrick monsters. Parade's effect is when they declare direct attack, you can add 1 Ghostrick card from your deck to your hand, which is why you combo it with the 1 Mary, or if you need to, you search for the attack negators like Jack Frost and Lantern to negate attacks and get pluses and bonuses off that. So I think 2 and 2 is good. I don't play the 3 of 1 anymore because I like searching off Parade and then going into Mansion to deal damage. I played the 1 Terraforming so I can search those guys out quicker. You could go to 2, but I think 1 is enough considering that's 4 field spells, and you just hope that you can see at least 1. So Terraforming is just for that instant +1. Then I play 1 Allure of Darkness for a little bit of consistency. You draw 2 cards, banish 1 dark monster from your hand. All the monsters are dark monsters, so you don't really have to worry about that. But that's there for a little more consistency. Then I play triple MST because Vanity's Emptiness hurts this deck a lot with the trying to get your Spectres out and going into Alucards and everything like that. And Macro's Cosmos and Deep Fissure also hurt this deck a lot. Of course, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror as well, but you don't really see that unless you're going into Game 2. But MST is there for the back row destruction, just when you're making those big pushes. You don't have to worry about blind MSTing because you play Vanish in this deck, so your Ghostrick cards won't be getting destroyed as often as you think they will by back row, so 3 is good. However, I will mention now that sometimes I do take out 1 MST for 1 mask change. I keep that in the side deck so I can play Dark Law. I've been having a little bit of fun with that guy, but that's an optional thing. If you guys want to do that, take out an MST or anything else for the mask change and Dark Law. But I've had some fun with it, so I'm just gonna keep that there on the side. All right. As for the traps, I play 3 Ghostrick Scare. Scare is basically your combo stopper for your opponents. While you can target any number of face-down defense position monsters you control, change them to face-up defense position, and if you do, count the number of Ghostrick monsters among them, and then change that many face-up monsters that your opponent controls to face-down defense position. So you use this guy to flip up your junk sheet, get another +1 on the opponent's turn, or skeleton to get that extra mill on your opponent's turn. And then you put their monsters into face down defense, which stops any combos that they were trying to go into. So 3 of these is good. Then I play my 3 Ghostrick Vanish. This is like the Forbidden Lands for Ghostricks, basically. You reveal 1 Ghostrick monster in your hand, and then this turn, Ghostrick cards you control and face-down defense position monsters you control cannot be targeted or be destroyed by card effects. So you got to play 3 of these to protect your Ghostricks and your field spells. So 3 of them is good. You can go down to 2, but I like seeing this guy to protect myself. Moving on, I play 2 Ghostrick Go-Rounds. Go-Round is one of my favorite traps in this deck, pretty much in the game as well, because it basically messes up the opponent's battle phase and anything they were trying to do, and it also helps you get another bonus plus during your battle phase if you need to, with that Jiangshi or skeleton. So the effect of this, I'm going to dumb it down. The first effect is you can target 1 Ghostrick monster you control, change that to face down defense, target 1 a monster or face down defense position monster your opponent controls, put that to face up attack position. The other effect is you could target 1 defense position monster, change it to face up attack, then target, and if it's a Ghostrick, change 1 face up monster your opponent controls to face down defense. So you use it to flip flop your Ghostricks and your opponent's monsters during the battle phase. Keeps you alive a little bit longer, and I like it. So 2 is good. Then I play 2 Ghostrick Knight. This is there for the stun lock portion of the deck. So if you need to stall a bit, you have this guy out with your Dork Lord or your Nekomatsume, and your opponent cannot flip summon monsters as long as you control a Ghostrick monster. And if they do destroy the card, they can't declare an attack for the rest of the turn, so it's like a little bit more protection. I think 2 is good. You don't really need to see it often, but when you do, it does come in handy. So that's good. Next, in the new card that came out recently in World Superstars, Ghostrick Break. This card is a little tricky because your Ghostrick monster has to be face up, so let me read it to you. When exactly 1 face-up Ghostrick monster you control and no other cards is destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, target 2 Ghostrick monsters in your graveyard with different names from the destroyed monster, special summon them in face-down defense. So, I only have this guy at 1 because usually it's when I have Dork Lord on the field, and if I'm like, if this guy's going to get destroyed, I want to back myself up by bringing back like a Jiangshi and a skeleton, just so I can get a search and a little bit of milling. This deck can really back itself up greatly. Whenever they wipe your board or anything, you always have something to back you up with the hand traps, the spells and traps and everything like that. So 1 break is good. I wouldn't play it at 2, but if you find room for 2, hell, play it at 2. Tell me how it goes. So that's it for the main deck. I'm going to move on to the extra deck now. I play the new card from World Superstars that everyone's loved and been waiting for forever now, Ghostrick Angel of Mischief, or as I like to call it, Ghostrick Dork Lord, because that was the OCG name back when I found out about this card. So this card's a little tricky. It has a win condition where you get 10 materials on this card and you win the duel. I've pulled that off once on DevPro against Mirror Match. So, yeah, this card is your main searcher. It makes the deck so much more playable because of its effect. You detach a material from it, and you can search your deck for 1 Ghostrick spell or trap and add it to your hand. I use this card to search for my Vanish, my Scare, if I need to, the other field spell, so I can start going for damage, the Mansion, I should say, or the 1 break. So you just use this to get another +1, and when you have to XYZ summon it by using another Ghostrick XYZ, like Alucard, Dullahan, or Succubus. So while detaching Alucard or Dullahan, you can get another plus basically from your graveyard, because when Alucard and Dullahan are sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Ghostrick card from your graveyard to your hand, which is phenomenal. So of course I got to play the triple Alucard because you detach 1, pop a set card on the field. So say they have a monster whose effect activates when it's face up on the field, like Zen Mains or something like that. You set that guy, you pop it with Alucard, you don't have to deal with the effect in the aftermath in the end phase. So 3 of those is good. You definitely need to play 3 of those if you're playing Angel of Mischief. Moving on, the one rank 2 is Ghostrick Succubus. I only use that to get Dull off the field. The effect is, I think you target 1 card on the field whose attack is less than or equal to the combined attack of all Ghostrick monsters on the field. Destroy that, and if you do, your opponent cannot use that monster card zone as long as there's a Ghostrick monster on the field. I rarely go into Succubus and use that effect, but hey, it's there to get that Dull off the field, alright? So, moving on. 3 Dullahan. You gotta play 3 because you've always had those level 1s in your hand. You got that Spectre, that Lantern, that Jack Frost. Even if you have to go into that Mary sometimes, if you already are winning the game. Use this guy, you overlay into this guy to get those other cards off the field. It gains 200 attack for each Ghostrick card on the field, including itself, so it's already starting off at 1200. And what field spell on, because you're gonna have that field spell, 1400. You got Knight on the field, 1600. And if you got other XCs on the field, its attack can pretty much go up and it becomes your beater. Its effect is you can attach a material from it, target one face-up monster on the field, have its attack until the end phase. So you use this to get over your opponent's big boss monsters, and it becomes pretty much a boss. So once you use its effect, you overlay into Angel of Mischief, get your pluses, and of course attach this card to get another plus from your graveyard, so you can search for that Scare, Vanish, whatever you need to back yourself up. So that's all the Ghostrick XCs. These next 5 slots I save for just random XCs, or actually I should say 4 slots, because there's one card that I'm definitely keeping in here, and I'm going to show it to you now. The new card that came out in World Superstars, number F0, Utopic Future. It requires 2 XCs monsters with the same rank except number monsters, and all of the Ghostrick XCs don't have numbers. So you overlay like your 2 Angels of Mischief for this guy. The effect of this card is its original rank is always considered as 1. As you see, it has no rank, which is just weird now. But the effect is it cannot be destroyed by battle, and neither player takes battle damage from attacks involving it. This is my cat. Hey Leo, please get off the. Please, okay. Thank you. Just lay there or something. So the effect of this, it cannot be destroyed by battle, and neither player takes any battle damage from involving attacks with this card. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled an opponent's monster, you could take control of that opponent's monster until the end of the battle phase. If this face-up card on the field would be destroyed by a card effect, you could attach 1 material from this card instead. I'm playing it because I think it's a good idea. I haven't used it yet, but still waiting for that one duel when I do use it. It'll come in handy to get rid of those angels when I need to take their monster and go for massive damage. So the next 4 slots, I'm leaving them up to you to do whatever you want with them, but what I personally have in my arsenal right now, and what I have plenty of other cards I can switch into. I got 1 Wind-Up Zen Mains, 1 number 39 Utopia Roots, 1 number 63 Shimoji Soldier, and 1 Slacker Magician. These are just other level 1s in case you run out of your Dullahans or anything like that, and then Zen Mains is there just because I usually, as I said, I've been main decking Mask Change just a bit, so I usually have Dark Claw instead of Zen Mains, but Zen Mains is another good rank 3, and it gets rid of other cards. It gets rid of problems and can stall a bit. So these are just other suggestions if you need them, but this is totally up to you. You can totally do whatever you want with these last 4 cards. So you can have fun with that. That's it for this deck profile. Here's my cat. Say hi, Leah. So if you like this deck profile, leave a like, comment, and if you want to see more videos as such, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah. If you guys are still here, which is kind of a little weird, I'm going to be doing a Ghostrick tip. I'm about to be doing it right now, but you probably won't see it for another day or 2, but click my cat's face for the link to that video on the Ghostrick tips. So that's just going to be there. Yeah.